They're never going to show you what's really inside these scriptures, because then what? It's going to be so plain, you're going to be like, wait a minute. These churches are filled with liars. These pastors who are showing us this Christianity, this Catholicism, this Baptist, this Methodist, all these different religions, they're full of liars. Why are we following this man's traditions by what? Breaking God's commandments. For instance, did so-called blacks come up together and create this college and create a homecoming? Or what? There's some people who created this and we're just continuing it year after year. It's because of what? It's psychological warfare on the so-called blacks and Hispanics. They want us to remain on the bottom. They want us to remain doing Negro activity. You believe in a higher power, my brother? Okay, for instance, what do you read about your God? You said the Bible, right? So do you believe in the Bible? Okay, so what about, do you believe that you're performing what this Bible says to do, or what? You go to church at all? You don't go to church? Okay, so tell me about the God, like, so how would you get to heaven then, my brother? You said pray? Okay, so for instance, so the God that you're gonna pray to, do you know what he looks like? Is it this guy right here? But isn't this what they gave us? Why do you think those nations gave us this guy to be our God? Why do you think that, my brother? Deuteronomy 7:6, you said what? That we're what? Below them, right? Because what? If they put these images up as God, and we're trying to worship angels and think about things of that nature, why do we think of white images? It's because of what? It's psychological warfare on the so-called blacks and Hispanics. They want us to remain on the bottom. They want us to remain doing Negro activity. They don't want us to come back and do what this Bible says. But what? Our people don't want to do what the Bible says, because what? I can show you things in this Bible, right? You wearing a cross, you believe that you have you believe in God, but I'll show you things in this Bible. What are the chances that you will be like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing what this Bible says, or I'm gonna just continue in life? What do you think? What's the usual reaction? Not yourself, but what's the usual reaction with people? They continue on. They're like, I hear what you're reading, but I ain't trying to believe in all that. But you, my brother, let me show you something out of this Bible. Read this.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So this is God, our God speaking. The God that created the heaven and earth. He said what?
For thou art an holy people.
God says on this planet right now, there's one specific holy people. Not everything is holy, right? There's like some things are common and ordinary, and then there's holy, or some things held to a higher standard, right? You understand, all right? Everything can't be the same. God says there's a holy race or a holy people. Read on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
And there's a what?
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
There's a chosen race as well. He says there's a certain people walking on this planet that's supposed to be holy and chosen, but they don't know who they are. Read.
To be a special people unto himself.
How special are those people?
Above all people.
Wait a minute, how special is that one race?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
What did God just say, my brother? Yes, he says we are above all races that are upon the face of the earth. Who is he talking about? What people? Who is God talking about who's supposed to be above all nations? Is he saying everybody's supposed to be above everybody? So who, do you know? Deuteronomy 1 verse 1. Let's get the context of this Bible. They're never going to show you what it really says. They're going to show you that what? God so loved the world, close the Bible, have you sing and dance, pay your tithes, and then you gone. They're never going to show you what's really inside these scriptures, because then what? It's going to be so plain, you're going to be like, wait a minute. These churches are filled with liars. These pastors who are showing us this Christianity, this Catholicism, this Baptist, this Methodist, all these different religions, they're full of liars. They're not showing us the Bible. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 words which Moses spake.
You know who Moses is? You know who Moses is? My sister, you know who Moses is? Moses. Y'all remember the story with the water splitting and people walking through that water? That's Moses who was the one leading the charge on that event, right? Moses, God worked through Moses to speak to a certain group of people in Deuteronomy. Y'all following me? Y'all follow me? Read it from the top.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Who was Moses speaking to in the book of Deuteronomy? Read it again.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Unto all who?
Unto all Israel.
Who was Moses speaking to right here in Deuteronomy? All Israel. All, is that the whole world? Is that all nations? Is that every race? God is only speaking to who? The Israelites. God right here is showing you plain as day. I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm only, like how I'm only speaking to us family right here. I'm only speaking to you. I'm not speaking to all nations. The same goes with our God. He says to the people right here, I'm only speaking to you. Go back to Deuteronomy 7:6. And this is what he says about the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Do y'all see yourselves in this sign? Right here, you see the so-called, I say so-called because that's what they called us when they conquered us. They called you African-American. They called you Jamaican. They called you Trinidadian, Haitian. All these names are being conquered. That's what they called us. In the Bible, God calls us Judah. God calls us Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we are. But we walk around thinking, now, no, we're just regular people. We just brought here as slaves, not knowing our nationality, couldn't read or write for hundreds of years, and now we're given Christianity and we're satisfied. No, it's a new day. God sending his prophets back on the earth to wake our people up. We are not supposed to be doing what they tell us to do. We have instructions from our God. We're the real sleeper agents in the society. We're supposed to wake up and be like, hold on, I'm not an African American, I'm an Israelite. I was brought here on slavery for a punishment until we get our minds back right. Read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
God says the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are supposed to be a holy people, not a common folks, not below, because what, everywhere you go in society, who's in the projects, who's in the hoods, who's getting gunned down, what people? Blacks. But what, we're supposed to be holy. Before you leave, my brother, I got a question for you. We're supposed to be a holy people, read on.
Unto the Lord thy God, the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
And that's written in the Bible. God says the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are above all races that are upon the face of the earth. That's in the Bible. Will they ever read that to you? No. They would never let you know how special you and your family is. They won't let you know those things. But what? Now, with that being said, knowing that you're an Israelite, does it just end there? Do you just stop there? Isaiah 30 and verse 9. There's a thing, there's actions behind it. Remember, the word holy, it means to be separate, right? If you're holy, right, are you supposed to act like the rest of the world? Or are there certain standards you're supposed to be holding up to? Okay, so what are those, how are you supposed to be acting in today's world? Let me get 2 scriptures for you before you leave. Listen to this, and I got one more for you.
Isaiah chapter 30 verse 9. That this is a rebellious people.
Hey, growing up, what we always call hard-headed, we don't like to listen. God says we're rebellious people, read.
Lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
That's what God says about us. We are children who don't want to hear this Bible. We're children who don't want to hear the law of the Lord. Read.
Verse 10, which say to the seers, see not.
They don't want us out here saying we must follow God's commandments. They don't want us out here saying follow the Bible. Stop believing your ways is correct. God's ways is only true. Our ways is defiled. They don't want us to say those types of things. Read.
And to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things.
Don't come out here and tell us what we must do. Don't tell us what we're doing is evil. Don't tell me I can't buy and sell on the Sabbath day. God says we're not supposed to be buying or selling today. But do our people know these things? No. But they don't want us telling you that because it's coming out of the Bible. Read.
Speak unto us smooth things.
Speak unto them what?
Smooth things.
Now you see why a lot of our people in the Christian church. Does the Christian church tell you to not be a homosexual? Does the Christian church tell you that women shouldn't be wearing pants? Does the Christian church tell you you shouldn't be eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster? Is the church telling you those things? No, they speak smooth things. That's where you go. That's why people go to the church. They sing, they happy and clap and dance. They're not reading the Bible. That's what's going on in our communities. Is that it on that? Read it.
Prophesy deceits.
That's what they want. They want to hear the lies so you can feel good in your sin. But the thing is, we don't want our people to do that because what? There's only one way to get to heaven, family. You cannot just continue with life and believe you're going to make it there. Because what? You go to church, my brother? You go to church, my sister? You don't go to church? You believe in God? So? I want to, after I talk to this brother, let me ask you a question real quick. So you go to church, right? So, for instance, what day of the week do you go to church? You say Sunday, right? You believe that's according to the Bible? Colossians 2:8. You say you don't know, right? Because the thing is, you have actions that you do. You wake up, you go to work, you do these things. Why do we do these things? What is this considered? The book of what? The book of life, right? So every aspect, and when I say every aspect of our life could be written where? It's found written where? In this Bible. The foods that we eat, the type of clothes that we wear, the holidays that we celebrate. Because what? How many people here are going to celebrate Halloween? They're going to dress their babies up as witches, wizards, all these horrible things that goes against God. How many of our people is going to do that? A lot of our people is going to do that. And they're going to go to church on Sunday and say they believe in God. That's hypocrisy. God never tells us to celebrate Halloween. Why are you sending your kids out on a pagan, devilish holiday and then you say you worship Jesus? That's the lie that he wants you to believe in. That's what's going on in our communities. We're just walking through life saying, I don't know why I do this. I don't know why I go to church on Sundays. I don't know. Read this real quick.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil.
Read it a little slower. Check the scripture out, my brother. The reason why you said you don't know is because of this right here. Read it again.
Beware.
This is Paul. You know who Paul is in the Bible? Right. So Paul's letting us know something about this Bible real quick. Read it again.
Beware, lest any man
read,
spoil you.
What does that mean? Beware, lest any man spoil you. Who can tell me what that means? Spoil as in what? Ruin you. So God is saying there's going to be a man and his people that's going to come and spoil you. Read it again.
Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy.
What's a philosophy? Wise sayings. What is it? The philosophers, all those wise sayings, you may read certain quotes. They may try to sound deep. They may try to sound wise. He says, beware, lest any man shall spoil you through philosophy. Read.
And vain deceit.
Things that hold no weight, like what? Like Christmas, like Halloween. All these vain deceits. Don't let a man tell you to do these things and you not pay attention to what's going on. That's what God's saying to do. But what? We have been deceived. We've been deceived by this man and his people to do what? To not follow God's words. Matthew 18, 15-3. Because what? For instance, we all know that Halloween's coming up, right? Y'all know Halloween's coming up? So what are y'all about to do for Halloween? You say your children grown? Right. But what do our people? Hey, what do our people do on Halloween? They dress up. They go from house to house, getting candy, right? They send our kids out, right? Is that what God wants us to do on October 31st? Read this.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 3. But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of God?
We have to do. Why you do? So you hear what God's saying? Why do you transgress the commandments of God? You know what the commandments of God are, my brother?
Why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your traditions?
By your traditions. We follow countless traditions that were given to us by this man that God told us to beware of. Why are we following this man's traditions? By what? Breaking God's commandments. For instance, did so-called blacks come up together and create this college and create a homecoming? Or what? There's some people who created this and we're just continuing it year after year. You see what I'm saying? Why are we following these traditions? Because we've been who we are. What's your nationality, my brother? You say black and Hispanic? What's your nationality, my sister? Isaiah 1 and 3. Yeah. What's your nationality? You say American, right? So you're the entire landmass? What part of America? North America? Central, South? Which America are you? It's a whole continent. You can't just say I'm Asia. You can't just say I'm Europe. You know what I'm saying? What's your nationality? Hey, my brother, check this out real quick. What's your nationality? Puerto Rican? Yeah. What's yours? Bahamian. And then you said you're American black. You would consider yourself American black? You can say that? Isaiah 1 and 3. Let me show y'all about your nationality, because you said Puerto Rican and you're mixed. You say Bahamian. You say black, African American, and Hispanic. And then you say black as well. Read this.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Hey, brothers, before y'all leave, hey, real quick, my brother. Hey, you read that.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
God is making a comparison. Y'all know what an ox is? It's a castrated bull. It's a strong animal. You put a saddle on it and it does work for you. So God says the ox, it's a bull, it knows who its owner is. When the owner comes out, it rings the cowbell, it knows who its owner is. Read it again.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
So a donkey, you know what a donkey is? So it says a donkey. If you raise it on your habitation, and come closer. If you raise an ass on your habitation and you take it into town and you leave it there, it knows how to get back home. Y'all following me? Y'all sister, y'all catch that? Right? So if you have an ox, it knows who its owner is, and an ass, it knows how to get to its homeland. Read it again from the top.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel.
But who?
But Israel.
But the people you see on this sign, the so-called blacks, American blacks, the Bahamians, Jamaicans, Trinidadians, the people you see on this sign, read that part again.
But Israel does not know.
The Israelites won't know their nationality. Read.
My people does not consider.
They wouldn't even consider they're the people of the Bible. They wouldn't even consider that one bit. They would just continue on with the traditions of Christianity. Because what? I'm here to show y'all today, family, we are the Israelites. We are God's chosen people on this planet. But the thing is, we don't understand what that means. Matthew 15:24. Who here believes in Jesus Christ? You believe in Jesus? I'm going to show you something. Because I'm showing you that what? We don't know who we are. And let me show you what it means, how special they are in the Bible. Because what? Jesus Christ, he's the most prominent figure in this Bible. He had a message. You believe in Jesus? My sister right here, you believe in Jesus? You believe in Jesus, right? Let's see what Jesus said about the Israelites. Read this.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Did y'all hear what Christ just said? Don't get distracted, family. Christ just said something very important about the Israelites. Read it again.
But he answered and said, I am not sent.
I am not sent.
But
only
unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Who is Christ sent for? According to the Bible. Did it say all people? Huh? What did it say, sis? What did it say? But what did the Bible just say? Did you catch it? Read it again.
But he answered and said, I am not sent.
These are the words of Jesus. How y'all brothers doing? Y'all believe in Jesus? Listen to what Jesus is saying. He said what?
I am not sent.
Jesus says, I was not sent to this planet. Read.
But.
Read that part again from the top.
I am not sent. But.
He says, I'm only sent. Read.
Unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Who did Christ say he sent for? The house of Israel.
That's right.
God says he is only sent for the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's right.
For what? Now in the overseas, in the Middle East, who's claiming to be the Israelites? Who's claiming to be the Jews and call themselves Jewish? Right. Ish means they're soda. You said what? You said what? There's people claiming to be you right now because they understand God is only coming back for one nation of people. God says he's only coming back for the Israelites. He's not coming back for all people, family. But the thing is, Christianity has got us believing that God loves everybody. He's coming to save all people. Come as you are and stay as you are. Y'all understand? Y'all heard that before? Matthew 19:16. But the thing is, to be saved by Christ, what do you have to be doing to be saved? Who can tell me? You said walk like him? That's good. What do you think you need to do to be saved? Speak a little louder for me, my brother. Follow Christ? What do you think you're supposed to be doing? What are you supposed to do to get saved, my sister?
Am I not saved?
You believe you're saved right now? Right now. Because listen right here. Look at this. Y'all check this image out right quick. We were in our homeland at once upon a time, right? Y'all believe that? We were in our own homeland at once upon a time? How did we get here? How did we get to the Americas and call yourself an American? White people brought us here, right? By shackles and chains. Do we ever go back? From the time of what? 1619 to the time of now, what has changed in our conditions? Aren't we still in the bottom? Aren't we still gunned down? Injustice court systems? Has anything really changed?
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation